Alright guys, we're live here for the first round mock draft for this coming Thursday's NBA draft. We'll wait till a few people get in here before we get started. But if you're new to the stream, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and you'll get the stream popping. We'll go over the first pick here in just a few minutes. Let's get the chat build up here. Finish this thing I'm working on right now. And then we'll get started here in just a second. What's up, Malika? How's it going? Thank you for stopping by. I'll go over the pick here in just a second. So how you doing, Malika? What's up, Braden? Thanks for stopping by. How you doing today? Just give me 1 second. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Am I lagging? Better not be lagging here. Let me know if I'm lagging, guys. Because I'm getting issues on my end. Let me see if I'm lagging. Close this. Let me close these tabs out, maybe that. There we go. Alright guys, so let's go and get in this mock draft with the first overall pick in 2021 NBA draft. This one is not kind of obvious yet. I won't say like obvious, but no. There was a report earlier that Detroit still doesn't know who they're picking in number 1 yet. So, but I have them going. Let me know if you guys have them going. But I have them going. I have them going. Mr. Cade Cunningham. Mr. Cade Cunningham. Oh God, my thing's glitching out. Cade Cunningham out as a point guard out of Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham has great passing vision. He has great positional size. He can create space on offense to get shots, and he's a multi-positional defender. Him in Detroit and building the offense will make Detroit a contender in the future. Some weaknesses. One weakness that he does have is he is a turnover. He does tend to. I can't speak. He seems to be turnover prone. Here he averaged a lot of turnovers at Oklahoma State. That's one weakness he has in the. Alright, yeah. With the first pick in 2021, 2022, the Pistons select Braden Buckets, point guard from Florida. Yeah. Alright. So the Cade Cunningham goes number 1. let's go number two. Number two. Houston Rockets are on the clock. Well, with number two pick, I have the Rockets going Jalen Green, shooting guard from the USA. Jalen Green. He's an explosive athlete who can finish anywhere at the rim. He can get to the rim easily. He can create space and score as well as any draft prospect here. There is one weakness in this game: is he's not a good passer. He tends to make stupid passes or tends to try take shots on his own, which is good. That's one weakness, but he can prove that overall in Houston. So number two pick, I have Jalen Green going to the Rockets. And then on the clock next is we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. With their pick, we have them taking out USC Evan Mobley. This is a uniquely talented dude. He can guard any position. He's extremely talented. He can score in a variety of ways. And he can get to the rim easily. Here, he score off the block. He can back down any defender on him. He can pass any defender. And one weakness Evan Mobley has is he's kind of skinny. He needs to add more muscle to his body in order to be an elite player in the NBA. So number three pick, Evan Mobley goes to Cavs. And then with the fourth pick, we have the Toronto Raptors on the clock. Toronto, with fourth pick in 2021 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select Jalen Suggs, a point guard out of Gonzaga. Johnathan is a competitive player. He's a great passer. He's a great teammate. He's a slasher who gets to the rim and finishes with good contact. And he's overall a great player. And a weakness he does have is he's average 3-point shooter. It's not the best 3-point line, but he's average shooter. And it's something he needs to work on if he wants to be an elite player in the NBA. Sorry, so that's number 4. Let me just do this real fast now, good numbers. You'll see when I have Scottie Barnes. Alright, so we're on number 5. So number 5, we have who's on the clock here? There's a 5th pick. We have Johnathan Kuminga, a small forward out from Congo. So Johnathan Kuminga is a great finisher. He has great positional size. He is great defense player who can use his size to block shots. And some weaknesses he has is that he's not a good 3-point shooter. And he needs to improve on the offensive side. He needs to become a more playmaker. a more passer and better teammate on offense. That's what I think about Johnathan being in the number 5. Alright, with the 6th pick, the OkSt Thunder on 9 o'clock. So Oklahoma City, who has like 26 picks in this draft. The OkSt Thunder on 9 o'clock, and they select Scottie Barnes, small forward from Florida State. He's an elite player here at Florida State. He can guard any position, a great defender. He's a good passer and playmaker. He always looking out to make best plays, and he has great positional size. He can score. He can score in any position with his size. And a weakness that Scottie Barnes has is he needs to work on his ball handles. He seems to a lot in college. He seemed to lose the ball often and almost turn the ball over, but he needs to work on handles a little. Alright, so number 7 pick, we have the Golden State Warriors 9 o'clock. But 7 pick, the Golden State Warriors select Davion Mitchell, point guard, out of Baylor. This is a great pick for the Warriors. Here, Davion Mitchell, he reminds me of, I like to call him Baby Spider. Baby Spider, he's an elite on-ball defender. He's a very good passer and a creator. He can create shots on any defender. He's improved. He has improved his 3-point shooting here last season in college, which he can use that to his advantage with the Warriors and teaming up. He will be a great mentor. Steph Curry will be a great mentor. Here, he can work on 3-point shooting with him. And okay, so weakness we have for him is he's not good free throw liner. He's only shot 65% from the free throw line in his career, which is alright, but that can be improved. So, number 7 pick, Davion Mitchell. Al Baylor going to the Warriors. Alright, so now we are on to number 8 pick, which is the Orlando Magic are on the clock. And with the 8 pick, the Orlando Magic select Moses Moody, shooting guard, out Arkansas. I did say Arkansas. I like to say Arkansas. Do not roast me there. Out Arkansas. He's a shooting guard, out Arkansas. He's a great playmaker. He can impact the game. He can impact the game on both ends. And he's an average 3-point shooter. He's going to Magic. Some weaknesses that this dude has. He struggles to create his own shots when on a half-court set. He just takes stupid shots, and he's not the best finisher at the rim, which is kind of bad. He needs to be better. That's those two things he needs to work on while in the NBA. So number 8 pick, Moses Moody going to the Magic. Make sure thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you spark the like button, subscribe new. Let's get the stream popping. And the number 9 pick, we have the Sacramento Kings selecting Keon Johnson, shooting guard, out of Tennessee. I spelled Tennessee's way wrong there, but I don't know why. That bugs me. Hold on. So just go to Keon Johnson, out of Tennessee. Keon Johnson can produce highlight reel plays. He's highlight reel plays at any level. He can score on any defender, and he can guard any position. He's a great, excellent defender. He's guarded any position 1 through 5. And that could be, and that could help Sacramento in the future. And then some weaknesses Keon has is he's not a good 3-point shooter. Only shoots 26.1% from 3-point line, and he's always an inconsistent shooter. His shooting's very inconsistent. One night he's feeling it, one night he's not. Very inconsistent player. So that's night pick here, and then now we're on top 10. Around our top 10 pick, we have with number 10 pick. We have Corey Kispert. Corey Kispert is a small forward out Gonzaga. He's one of the best shooters in the draft. I have him going here at number 10. He moves very well. Gets across the board very well. He's a great ball handler. He's okay ball handler, average ball handler, maybe say, and he can. And some weaknesses he has, he struggles to create his own shots. He struggles to find open shots and take some shots. And he's, like I said, he's an average ball handler. It's here. I don't like Corey Kispert either, but I think he goes here. Alright, with the 11th pick, the Charlotte Hornets is now on the clock. And with their pick, they select Jalen Johnson, a small forward out of Duke. This dude has great skills. He's great he's really good in transition play, and he's a terrific passer. He's always finding open teammates and getting them the points and bragging up to assists, which is useful in the NBA. And weakness he has is he's not known for scoring half-court sets, which and not reliable to take quality shots here at half-court. Here, so Jalen Johnson with the 11th pick going to the Charlotte Hornets. Alright, number 12 pick. The San Antonio Spurs are going on the clock, and they select Josh Giddey from Australia. Josh Giddey has great positional size. He's a great playmaker. Gets the plays he wants. He uses his pace and the basic game in his space that he creates to his advantage and gets to the rim easily. And a weakness he has is he needs to improve as a scorer and a shooter. This is why I think this is perfect fit for him, because he is a shooter and a scorer, and who's head coach of the Spurs, Greg Popovich, and he can produce those players. So I think this is a great fit for the Spurs to go here and for Josh Giddey to go. Alright, so number 13. Pick the Indiana Pacers are on the clock, and they select Isaiah Jackson out Kentucky. Isaiah Jackson out of Kentucky. He's a power forward. He's a great shot blocker. He's explosive. He's an explosive finisher at the rim. He's a great offensive rebound. Under Carlisle and Pacers and new head coach Carlisle, he could see a lot of minutes here for the Pacers. And in weaknesses, he has limited skill set in offense. He can only shoot from certain areas, and another big weakness is he picks up too many bad fouls. Bad fouls out of nowhere. He just picks up fouls, which could cause problems in the NBA. Alright, so next we are Golden State Warriors back on the clock with the 14th pick, with their 7th pick, with their second pick here in the lottery, and the final pick in the lottery. And we have the Golden State Warriors selecting Ziarie Williams, shooting guard from Stanford. Ziarie Williams is a great scorer, and he's a great defender, great scorer, great defender, and a great interior scorer here. He teamed up with the Splash Bros, great mentors for him. He can produce them and make him one of the best in the NBA in the future. And some weaknesses Ziarie has is he's inconsistent from deep 3-point line. He only shoots average 40% from 3-point line, and he's a below average finisher at the rim. He can't hit easy shots here, so that's one of the weaknesses here for this Ziarie Williams for the Warriors. Alright, number 15 pick. The Washington Wizards select Franz Wagner, out of Michigan, small forward out of Michigan. He's a great playmaker. He has a high basketball IQ. He's a great free throw line. He's a great free throw shooter. I just feel like this perfect pick here for Washington. Respect Bradley Beal teaming up with Wagner. It's a great fit here for the Wizards. The weakness he does have is he never shot above average from deep, which really isn't a big deal for his. I mean, it kind of is, but he does need to improve on that in the future. So Wagner goes to the Washington Wizards. We're halfway through the picks here. Make sure you like, click on, subscribe new. Let's get the stream popping. Alright, with the 16th pick here, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder back on the clock. And they select Kai Jones, a power forward out of Texas. Kai Jones, he's a great shooter. He has great size for his position. He's a great defender. He can guard any position 1 through 5. He uses his size to his advantage. He can get to the rim easily, and can defend on any position, like I said, which would be helpful in OkSt trying to build young players here, trying to form these young players here. And I think this is perfect fit here for OkSt and Kai Jones here. Some weaknesses he has is he needs to add strength. He needs that muscle to his body. And he needs to improve his free throw shooting. He's shot like 36% from the free throw line here at Texas last year. So he needs to improve that. And then, yeah. Alright, with the 17th pick, the New Orleans Pelicans on the clock. And they select Trey Murphy, shooting guard out of Virginia. Trey Murphy, he's an excellent three-point shooter. He's a great defender. He can guard any position. He can score a rim, can create his own shot in transition, a great in transition player. Can shoot from anywhere. And for this perfect fit from New Orleans Pelicans here. Weakness he does have, is he is a below average rebounder for a shooting guard for his position. Below average rebounder for his position. So he's not really ideal for rebounding, but in New Orleans they have enough rebounds that wouldn't be a problem there. Enough rebounders for them, so that wouldn't be a problem. So now we have OKC back on the clock. 18th pick. The OKC Thunder select Jared Butler, point guard out with Baylor. Jared Butler is a versatile guard. He's a terrific pick and roll player. He's one of the best I've seen in this draft class, and he's excellent three-point shooter. Once again, just like the Kai Jump pick, I think this is it. If he wants to become one of the best players, I think putting him around a lot of young players would help him become one of the an OKC as they are trying to build from young players. I think this would be a perfect fit for Jared Butler. Now, weakness that he does have, he does have a heart condition that could prevent him playing. I don't know what. He does have heart condition that could prevent his lack of play. And he's not a good finisher at the rim. He's more like a mid-range player. But at OKC, they can develop that and move on. Alright, with the 19th pick here, we have the Knicks on the clock. New York Knicks select 19th pick Mlles Mcbride, point guard out of West Virginia. Mlles Mcbride is a quick athlete. He can create shots on any possession he wants. He can get to his mid-range shots. He's known for a mid-range game. He can get shots. He is an average three-point shooter. But weakness he does have is he's not an average. He's not an NBA level scorer yet. He can hit the mid-range. He's okay at three-point line, but he struggles to get anywhere at the rim. So he's not a high NBA level scorer, but he can produce on the top of the barrel. He can produce that level and become an NBA level scorer one day. Alright, with the 20th pick, we have the Atlanta Hawks back on the clock. On the clock for the first time. And with the 20th pick, the Atlanta Hawks select Cameron Thomas, a shooting guard out of LSU. Cameron Thomas can create his own shots. He can get to his spots on the floor where he wants to go. He's a great free throw shooter. He's a great rebounder. Gets those. And gets what he wants when he wants. And so weaknesses he does have is he's not the best three-point shooter. He's an average three-point shooter. Sometimes he just throws up stupid shots. He takes wild shots sometimes. and he's not a great passer or creator on offense. He's more of an individual player rather than a team player, I would say. So that goes to Cameron Thomas, goes number 22 to the Hawks. Back on clock, New York Knicks back after the big man. And the New York Knicks select Usman Galba, a power forward out of Spain. This dude is a incredible defender. He has great motor. He can play. He can play any position. He can score on any player. Great mid-range shot. Average free throw shooter. Here in New York, him team up with RJ Barrett, Derrick Rose, and all of the Knicks here. Julius Randle, him learning from Julius Randle will be key under Tom Thibodeau here in the future one day. A weakness like most big men in this draft, most 4 or 5 in drafts I've noticed are they not average three. They're not good 3-point shooters. And just like this guy, he's not average 3-point. He's not the best 3-point shooter. That's one I can't speak right now. He's not the best 3-point. He really struggles. He's only shot 22% from the 3-point line. So that is one weakness he brings in the NBA. Alright, 22nd pick, we have the Los Angeles Lakers now on the clock. And with their first pick of the draft, they select Jane Springer, point guard out of Tennessee. This guy is one of the best creators I've seen. He's a creative scorer, gets rim anytime. He's great shooting. He's a great shooter at any range, and he's a pretty solid defender. He can guard any positions 2 to 4. And one weakness he does have is he's not the best free throw line shooter, and he's not a great playmaker for others. He's all can score himself, but he's not trying to be a teammate, trying to help his teammates to create shots. That's one weakness he does have, so Lakers might take that advantage, but LeBron James and Anthony Davis will teach him how to become a teammate. So the Lakers getting Jane Springer out of Tennessee. Alright, with Houston back on the clock, with the 23rd pick, they select Chris Duarte, a shooting guard out of Oregon. Chris Duarte, he's an average 3-point shooter. He can guard multiple position, gets down shots. And can score at any position. But there's one big weakness here is he is a major turnover prone. And that would hurt him. He needs to clean up the turnover prone, and this guy will be a stud one day. Alright, Houston had back-to-back pick here, so their second pick, 24th overall pick, they select Jeremiah Robinson Earl, power forward out of Villanova. This is one of the best defenders in the draft. He can defend all position. He's a high-level teammate. He's a great mid-range shooter. He's a great free throw shooter. Get great zone shots. Him in Houston will be a great fit here. And one weakness he does have is free throw shooting. He shot 56% from the line, which needs to be improved. Alright, and then now we have the LA Clippers on the clock now with their 25th pick. They select Ayo Dosumu, a shooting guard out of Illinois. I think this would be a great fit for the Clippers here. He's a big time closer. You put him in the closing minutes, he'll get the job done, get the dub. He's a strong defender. He gets to rim anytime he wants. He creates his own shots mid range. He's a great free throw line shooter, great rebounder, great offensive player overall. His weakness he does have, just like the Chris Ziarie, he is turnover prone. And he's just average 3-point shooter. And alright, with the 26th pick, the Denver Nuggets are on the clock as they select Josh Primo. Josh Primo he's average. He's Alabama. He's an average scorer and a great defender. He creates his own shots. He's a more mid-range kind of shooter. His weaknesses he does have is his 3-point shooting. He's not a good 3-point shooter. He needs to improve on, and he's a bad free throw shooter. Like most people in this draft, I've noticed that they are not good free throw shooter or 3-point shooter. That does need to be out here in the draft class. Alright, the Brooklyn Nets are on the clock now. I'm over this pick. 27th pick, Brooklyn Nets select David Johnson out of Louisville. What's up, baby? David Johnson out of Louisville. He's a great 3-point shooter. Creates on shots. Get to basket, get to rim. Tough finisher at the rim. He's a great defender. But one weakness he does have is he is turnover prone. He had the most turnovers I've ever seen in college this year. Great player. Turnover prone. Cost him. So David Johnson going to Nets. Alright, we're almost done. I don't know what number 30 is. The 28th pick. Pick. The Philadelphia 76ers select Charles Bassey, center out of Western Kentucky. This is a strong center, one of the best centers in college this year. He's a tremendous rebounder and a great shot blocker. He can use his size to advantage. And one weakness he does have is he's not a good perimeter shooter like most big men in this draft. They're not good at the 3-point shooters. So that's one weakness he does bring. And alright, we got 2 picks left here. Make sure you spike the like button, subscribe new. Thank you all so much for joining me today. And number 29 pick, the Phoenix Suns are on the clock. They select Darren Sharp, center out of UNC. Darren Sharp, he's an elite offensive rebounder. He's a great passer. He can score on the block, back down any person. He's a great scorer on the low block. But one weakness he does have is a lack of jump shot. He's not a good mid-range or a 3-point shooter. He lacks jump shot here. That's key to being successful in the NBA. That's one weakness he does have. And with the last pick, my got Jazz select Trey Man guard out of Florida. He's a great shooter. He has great size for position. He can create space and score at any level. And his weaknesses he needs to improve his playmaking skills, and he is turnover prone. So that's the last pick in the first round. So that's my NBA mock draft here. Thank you all so much for joining me for today's stream. I'll be live. I might be live for the draft. I won't be home till 9, so might like 10 pick or something like that. But I might be live there. But thank you so much for joining by. Make sure you spike the like button on your way out and subscribing to you. And yeah, we'll have more content coming in here in the coming days. And remember, thank you so much for your support. Always up, go Jazz. And I'll see you guys next time. Keep the L's up.